today we are going to be ranking every single Fortnite season from Chapter 1 Season 1 all the way up to Chapter 5 Season 1. So let's get into it. So now Chapter 1 Season 1. Chapter 1 Season 1 was a alright season. It was the first season of Fortnite. It wasn't the first ever season of Battle Royale if you do count the pre-season one, but it was the first season that we got the item shop, the season shop, and everything new into the game. Back in the day, I think it was pretty good. So I'm going to put Chapter 1 Season 1 in A tier. Chapter 2 Season 2. So I'm pretty sure we had Tilted Towers in this season. We had the Battle Pass instead of the season shop with Royal Knight, which is my main skin, Black Knight, Sparkle Specialist, all the popular emotes like Floss, the Worm, and Ride the Pony. But I am rating these of how good they were while we were in the season. It was better than Season 1, definitely, but I don't think it's S tier. Coming in at number 3, we have Season 3. So Season 3 for a lot of people was probably one of the best seasons Fortnite has ever dropped. With weapon loot pool and stuff, I think it was pretty good. I'm 90% sure this is when they did Vault Double Pump. I'm not 100% sure though. And I do think it is way better than Season 2. So I'm going to put Season 3 in S tier. Now coming in at number 4, we have Season 4. So we had the first ever Rocket event, which was in Season 3, but that was leading on to Season 4. So that was the first ever big event of Fortnite. We had Tilted Towers destroyed a little bit in the middle, and it was the whole superhero season. It was just a really good time in general, but I don't think it was as good as Season 3. So let's put that in the A tier. Now number 4, we have Season 5. Now if you disagree with me, then let me know in the comments, but Season 5 was probably my favorite season Fortnite has ever dropped. We had Lazy Links, we had the whole desert biome coming in with Paradise Palms, the brand new golf carts, which I don't know, I love the cars, but golf carts just feel way better in Fortnite. Especially going back to the OG season, it just felt way better playing Season 5. So me personally, I'm going to put Season 5 in S tier because Season 5, it just felt like the best time. Now Season 6, Fortnite's first Fortnitemares season. This was a really good season. We had the first LTMs with Fortnitemares, Skull Trooper came back, we got the OG Skull Trooper edit style as well. It was just a pretty fun season in general, but I don't think it was as good as Season 3 and Season 5, so I am going to put it in A tier. Now Season 7, so Season 7 we had the whole ice biome and everything. Looking back on it, it was a really fun season, but at the time, I don't really know. I feel like it was not as good as Season 6, 4, 2 and 1, but it was a really good season. It's definitely not C tier, so I'm going to be putting Chapter 1 Season 7 into B tier. Now Chapter 1 Season 8, we had the Volcano, we had Lazy Lagoon. Season 8 was a decent season, was definitely not F tier. We had the Flintlock and Cannons coming in Season 8, but I think Season 8 was a B tier season. Now Season 9 Chapter 1. Season 9 was pretty fun. Quite a few people hated on Season 9, but I don't know, it felt like a pretty good season. It definitely was not as good as Season 6 though, so I may be putting Season 9 in the B tier. We also had Neo Tilted in Season 9, which I did not really like, and not many other people did like it, but we also did have the big Retail Row update as well, which wasn't too bad. Now lastly of Chapter 1, we have Season X. Honestly, Season X wasn't the worst, but come on, we had the mechs. Season X was just, I don't know, it was just an F tier season, but I always loved learning that Starry Suburbs, whatever the name was, and getting the gold tack SMG. That was just the best strat in the game. Now coming in at Chapter 2, Chapter 2 Season 1. Chapter 2 Season 1 was a really long and boring season. Even though we did get a whole new map, I think they made it way too long in Season 1. The map was fun, but the first season was just pretty plain and boring, as they probably just thought we had fishing and stuff to keep us occupied. We also had Christmas, but I think I'm going to be putting this season in the C tier. So Chapter 2 Season 2, that was the Ghost versus Shadow season. We had the first ever Midas Drum Gun mythic, we had Sky's Scar, and it was just a real fun season. So I think Chapter 2 Season 2, I'm going to put Season 2 in A tier. I think Chapter 2 Season 2 was an A tier season. But now coming in Chapter 2 Season 3, it was pretty boring at the start as the whole map was flooded. You used to have to go around on boats or throw a fishing rod into the shark and just try not to get eaten by the shark. This season wasn't the worst. I don't think it was as bad as Chapter 2 Season 1, as it was pretty eventful. It wasn't boring, but I'm going to put it in the B tier because I do not think it is better than Chapter 2 Season 2. Now coming in at Chapter 2 Season 4, we have the Marvel season. So we had the big Marvel location, Tony Stark's Island, with Stark's pulse rifle that all came into the game. I don't know, this was just a really bad season in general. Some people liked it. I just was not a fan of the whole battle pass being just Marvel and stuff. I'm honestly going to be putting that in the F tier. Chapter 2 Season 5. So Chapter 2 Season 5, we had the whole like sand biome, which I was definitely not a fan of the sand biome. The battle pass was pretty cool. We had man cake and stuff. This season was alright, but I don't think it was that good of a season, to be honest. We didn't have the pump shotgun, we had the charge, and I don't think it was as bad as the Marvel seasons though. Even though I didn't like the whole sand thing, I am going to put it in C tier though. I do think that Chapter 2 Season 1 was better, but I don't know, I don't think it's an F tier season. Now Chapter 2 Season 6. So this was the primal season. Do I really have to say much about this season? This season probably has went down as one of the most boring seasons in Fortnite history. The loot pool was just annoying with all the primal weapons and stuff. Yeah, I think it's an F tier season. But now Chapter 2 Season 7. So the map went back to kind of normal without all the sand dunes and stuff, but the whole island became invaded by aliens, so I'm not too sure. I don't think this season was as good as Chapter 2 Season 3, but I'm going to put it in C tier. If you do agree or disagree with any of these, then let me know in the comments down below. So now with Chapter 2 Season 8, the end Fortnite season. So I don't know, I might seem like a bit of a hater, but I didn't really like this season either. The start of Chapter 2 seemed pretty fun, but going towards the end, it just got really annoying, which made us all happy that the map went. But I don't really have too much to say about Chapter 2 Season 8. The flipping event was pretty cool, but I don't know, it just wasn't really my taste of the season, so I'm gonna put that in probably C tier. Alright, now let's lighten up the mood with Chapter 3 Season 1. So we had the Spider-Man mythics. You already know that's going straight into the S tier. That's another S tier season. The map was so good. The start of Chapter 3's map, that was such a good map, and it was just a really fun time in Fortnite. Landing Rocky Reels and getting the Spider-Man mythic, that was just probably one of the best Fortnite Christmases. Now Chapter 3 Season 2, that was kind of a downgrade, but in my opinion it was still a pretty good season. So we did have the big blimps in the air in Chapter 3 Season 2, which the blimps were a pretty good addition. I'm gonna put Chapter 3 Season 2 in B tier. It was definitely a really big step down from Chapter 3 Season 1. I don't know, it wasn't that bad of a season, but it was not the best. Now coming in at Chapter 3 Season 3. So this season ruined Chapter 3. Chapter 3 was so good till this season dropped. Okay, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. Rave Cave was okay, I guess. Reality Falls was just kind of annoying. Yeah, I just really tried staying away from that area of the map. I don't know, Vibin, I'm gonna have to put Vibin in. Probably, I might place it in F tier. And now Chapter 3 Season 4, so another step down from Chapter 3 Season 3. I don't really have much to say about Chapter 3 Season 4. I don't know if it was a step down or a step up. I think it was a bit of a step up. I don't really want to rate this one at F tier. I might do C tier, but yeah, Battle Pass, just, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this season. But coming in at Chapter 4, Chapter 4 Season 1. So first glance, I was definitely not a fan of the Chapter 4 Season 1 map. To me, it just felt really small, and I just was definitely not a fan of the map being in the middle of space. It just did not feel good to me. It didn't feel right. Something felt off. But looking back on it, Chapter 4 Season 1's map was actually pretty decent, especially compared to this map. But Chapter 4 Season 1's map, we had Anvil Square. I'm pretty sure we had the Spider-Man mythics coming into the game as well, which made the season so much more fun and better. Whenever they got rid of Anvil Square, that's when Fortnite Chapter 4 fell off. I think this season, it was not the worst, but it definitely was not the best Chapter 4 season either. I'm gonna put it in a B tier. Now, Chapter 4 Season 2. Chapter 4 Season 2 is when we had Mega City into the game. Now, Mega City, when I first saw it, not interested in it at all, but coming across to it, it's not the worst location. In Fortnite, I do really much prefer the more simplistic and just easy to know locations like Mega City. It just felt too big for Fortnite. I don't know, I think this season was pretty good though. I think the start of it felt a bit confusing, but getting into it more, it was a really good season, landing Brutal Bastion or going Anvil Square. I think it was pretty much a W season, so I'm gonna put that one in B tier as well. And now, of course, we have to do Chapter 4 Season 3. As I said before, when they remove Anvil Square, that's the downfall of Fortnite Chapter 4. Yeah, I think the over-detailedness that Fortnite does just really breaks the game. It just does not make it feel fun. I hated that whole biome the whole season. season. I thought I'd get used to it, but the whole season I hated the whole biome, which I feel like that may be why I do not really like this season so far. Chapter 5 season 1, it just feels like it's way too detailed. I'll talk about that later. This season was probably the worst one, so I'm gonna give it a F tier. And now chapter 4 season 4. Chapter 4 season 4 still had that big trash biome, but when you skip over that biome, chapter 4 season 4 is probably one of the best seasons and probably one of the most fun times I've ever had playing the game. So chapter 4 season 4, I'm really gonna put that all the way up into the S tier. I think with the vaults, we had the moon one down there and that one up there that looks like Clix. It was just such a good time. I think if they got rid of the whole middle bit and they replaced it with something better, that season would have been such a good season. I don't know if it does deserve S tier because of the jungle biome, maybe A tier, but because of the fun of that season, I'm definitely going to be leaving it in S tier for this video. Now moving on to Fortnite OG. So do I really have to say anything about this season? Fortnite OG is definitely an S tier season. So we went from season 5, 6, 7, pretty sure he skipped season 8, we went to like season 9 and kind of season 8. I don't know, it was kind of really messed up a bit. It wasn't really any old seasons, it was just stuff thrown around everywhere. But not even for the nostalgic purposes, this season was so good. Just everything being back to the OG map that we all know and love, it all just being simplistic. Like shout out simplistic, but everything on the map was so good. We had the 200 pump back, it just felt so good that time. I think if they did keep it around, but they did just make some new adjustments and stuff, maybe less rifts, more heals, I think it would be such a good game. So now coming from 2 S tier seasons, in my opinion, we had chapter 4 season 4, then we had Fortnite OG, now we have chapter 5 season 1. Chapter 5 season 1 is definitely not an F tier. I think if we were just ranking battle royale, it would definitely be an F tier. We did get rocket racing, the whole Lego thing, which blew up. I only played it once to be honest, but it is pretty fun the one time I did play it. The rock band mode, I think this season would definitely be an A tier season if they didn't ruin movement. So they ruined movement at the start and now they're kind of fixing it. Like they've added some new updates recently. I'm not sure, I might just have to leave this in the B tier. If we had OG movement back and maybe like OG pump and stuff, this definitely would be A tier. If we had OG movement, the map was better and a few OG weapons thrown into the loot pool, this would definitely be an S tier season. But now looking at the tier list as I have it right now, I'm not going to really change anything up. I think this is pretty valid, but let me know your opinions in the comments down below. Do you guys think this is an L tier list or a W tier list? Let me know what seasons you'd change, or if you want to redo this whole tier list, then let me know what seasons you put in what spots. But thank you guys for watching this video. This video is probably the last one up before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you guys. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one.